The man poured a bottle of wine over his head, then staggered to the British consulate. The guard thought he was a drunkard and didn't care, just urged him to leave quickly. At this time, the ambassador of the consulate came out. Seeing their convoy set off, John immediately followed in his car. On the way, he made a police call, falsely claiming that a Chevrolet was speeding. Soon the bodyguard's car was stopped by the police. Seeing that the bodyguard was not following, the ambassador realized something was wrong. The next second, he was hit by John and stopped on the side of the road. After John got out of the car, he quickly poured a bucket of gasoline on the ambassador's car, then lit the lighter, casually threw it on the ground. The car was instantly engulfed by a big fire. John didn't stop there, but calmly took out a gun, opened the car door and dealt with the driver.
You remember me? Huh? Who killed my wife? Huh? Who's the poor guy in my house?
Seeing that the ambassador still wanted to escape, John shot him directly. The ambassador quickly said the name of the murderer. After getting the clue he wanted, he still didn't let him go. Then he walked out of the car with his hands high. John is a member of the Marine Corps. Once when they were on a mission overseas, they accidentally killed several British agents. Britain naturally couldn't swallow this breath. After that, his teammates were assassinated one after another. The entire team except John was killed. John was unaware of this, because his wife was about to give birth, so he has been by her side. This night after his wife fell asleep, John lay alone on the sofa listening to music, but he didn't know that the killer had sneaked into the house. They directly cut off the power, then came to the bedroom, fired several shots at the bed. His wife was killed on the spot. Hearing the movement, John hurried upstairs, took advantage of their unpreparedness and killed one. Another person came down to support and was also solved by John. The last killer walked out of the bedroom. Both of them fired at the same time. Both fell to the ground. John was seriously injured and couldn't move. The killer pulled the trigger but there were no bullets in the gun. He could only flee in embarrassment. John struggled to crawl to the bedroom. Looking at his dead wife, he was suddenly distraught. The neighbor next door sent him to the hospital. After rescue, he finally escaped from danger. In the following days, he began to train, just to avenge his wife, and his boss also wanted to help John, so he asked the intelligence director for the killer's information, and handed these materials to him. Among them is a key figure. That is the British ambassador who let the killer enter the country. So John went to stop the ambassador's car, and learned the information of the person who fled from the other's mouth, but he was also arrested by the police because of this. Then he was put in jail. All the prisoners here are British prisoners. It seems that someone doesn't want him to live out, but John is not worried. He knew that his boss would definitely save him. Now what he has to do is to hold the prisoner tightly wrapped a towel around his hand, then stood up and took off his shirt. He turned on the faucet and used his prison uniform to block the water outlet. Then he wet his body with water. Soon the water in the basin flowed to the ground, so the prison guards dared not use electric batons. When everything was ready, the man also posed. At this time, the prison guards rushed in like a swarm. John kicked directly, using his flexible body to dodge attacks, quickly tangled with them. As a member of the Marine Corps, his shots were clean and neat. These prison guards had no power to fight back. In less than 5 minutes, all of them were knocked down, and also took one of them hostage by the way. But at this time, more prison guards arrived. John used the hostage in his hand to threaten them to close the prison door, until colleagues from the CIA came to rescue him. Just like that, John swaggered out of the prison. Under the leadership of his boss, he met the director of the CIA. John told them the information of the killer. They were all stunned, because the killer in John's mouth is a dangerous person. Previous intelligence showed that he was already dead. Now that they know he is still alive, so the director ordered to kill this person. John also wanted to participate in the action, because he still has to avenge his wife, but this person is hiding in the UK. In order not to expose their identity, they can only fly there by passenger plane. After arriving over the destination, the assault team planned to parachute in, but they were still discovered by British fighter jets, although the pilot said they had flight permits, but the UK won't indulge them. After the warning was invalid, they launched an attack directly. The plane's wing was hit and fell straight into the sea. Fortunately, they evacuated in time. All escaped safely. Then they opened the spare lifeboat on the plane, headed to the target location in the dark. Soon they arrived at the location. John went up to scout first, but he locked his teammates outside with a backhand, because he plans to kill the killer of his wife himself. But what he didn't expect was, the killer had already expected them to come, already tied up with bombs on his body. He told John, he is not a dangerous person, but a CIA agent. His task is to lead John, and die with them. John was scared and kept retreating. The killer pressed the remote control without hesitation. Fortunately, John was only slightly injured. He realized that he had been betrayed, and the teammates who came in to support were also attacked. John used the mirror to find the position of the sniper, then got up and shot wildly, covering his companions to rescue the injured teammates. Unexpectedly, there was more than one enemy. The two sides immediately started a fierce firefight. Soon the police arrived at the scene. I thought it was safe. Unexpectedly, the sniper killed all the police. Since several of them are invaders, the death of the police will definitely be counted on them. John realized that someone wanted to use them to provoke conflicts between the two countries. Seeing that a large number of police are coming again, how should they